So this is what I do. I'm surprised. The first year that the calendula was growing, it didn't grow really well on the plant during the winter. It did well in the summer. Anyhow, I have it growing in my yard, and look at how beautiful this bloom is. It is wide open, so fluffy. And calendula can be used in salves, lotions, lip salves, things like that. If you have an itch, you can rub it on your skin and it will soothe the itch. It will stop the itch, and it stays really nice like this. Even though we've cut it off of the plant, it stays this way for a long time. So what I do is I cut them and I let them dry, and then I'll stick it in a jar or something like that. And sometimes I collect seeds from them. Other times I collect them so that I can use them in making salves and such, or decorating things that you can use flower petals or whole flowers in. Like you could place it in a candle even, I think. But one time I took it and I rubbed this against my face, and it was so smooth and soothing, and I just did it for like 20 minutes, just rubbing it on my face. I just can't believe how resilient these are. Like, they do have some kind of herbal or medicinal use. I mean, they feel so smooth on your face and refreshing and cool. And look at how many blooms I have. And I decorated my little tray, and here's another, and I have basically a lot of houseplants that I'm kind of playing with up here. But I mean, this is a fantastic plant, and I heard it's edible too. I haven't tried it yet, but I just love growing stuff for the purpose of regrowing them, gathering seeds from them, and also when they have medicinal or herbal uses. I mean, this is so fantastic. So nice. So I hope you give it a try. It's one of the best things to grow. One of my favorites, and they're bright orange, and they have other ones that are a little more faded or more yellow, and then I believe they have white as well. And another plant I like to grow is marigolds, so I have that growing amongst in my garden beds. And as soon as springtime arrives, I'm gonna put some more seeds, marigold seeds, into the ground. But this one is a fantastic plant. And also I'm going to try my hand at echinacea. Last time I grew it in the pot, but I don't know if it was because it was close to the end of the season in the fall, and it had kind of dried out some days in the summer, in the late summer, in the heat, and it didn't grow. So I'm going to give it a try with the echinacea this next go. So hope you found this video interesting, and hope you grow some calendula. Have a great day, and give it a try. Rub it against your face and tell me what you think. It's so soothing. It feels so cool. Hello there. I am making today a charcuterie board, a snack board for my kids. You know, the old peanut butter with carrots, celery, or apple, and just let them help themselves to the snack as they study and progress through the day till the next meal. So it's a quick way. Just cut up a bunch of things and they can snack on it all day, and it doesn't go bad. And you could choose your choice of all natural peanut butter, which we have as well, or other ingredients. You could have raisins in here with the celery, stuff like that. But to me, this is the simplest, cleanest way to eat, and quite healthy. And the carbs, protein from the peanut butter, the fiber, excellent source of energy, and keeps the kids from eating unhealthy foods all day long. So give that a try. See you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share, and turn on your notification bell. These are my Asian greens. Here is some green onion from my yard. And here is Homestead. It's an Asian green. And here is some collard greens. And let's see, some more of the same, tons and tons of it that I've harvested. I'm going to wash them, triple wash, and then after that I'm going to cut them up and put them into my dish, a noodle dish tonight for dinner. So that's what's going on over here. Hope you have a great one. So here are a couple things that are going on in my yard today. Here is a new hollyhock growing, and another hollyhock, because when I was trying to get the seeds last year, I threw some of the reject seeds into the ground because I didn't think they would make it. They were kind of not that great. And here is my volunteer butterfly bush, and it's growing 2 more new seed pods. And I never could find out what happened to the caterpillar that was on it. I was going to follow it to see if it would make a chrysalis, but I'm not sure exactly what happened to it. And over here we grew some brassicas, and over here some lettuce greens. And what we did was we just kind of, since the soil was really nice, we moved the mulch away, and we just put the seedlings in, covered it lightly, and it was colder a few days ago, so we had it under these containers here that are from their drawers from our refrigerator. And when we threw away our old refrigerator, we kept the drawers because I was making some makeshift cold frames from it, and it does the trick because it kept it warm enough. Now that it's starting to warm up, we can remove them, especially the brassicas. They'll do great without the cover. They'll do fine. And my daughter grew some flowers here. I forget what they are. I think they were butterfly ash or fragrant ash. Oh, I'm sorry, they're called rose nasturtium, and they just have double buds, or they look like rose when the flower parts. And this here is one of the stargazers, the bulbs that she put into the several different pots, which we didn't show. Here are the stargazers. They're perennials. They return every year, as it says. It's $9.98 for a 6-pack, and they are lilies, and they're fragrant. They bloom midsummer, and so we plan on having a bunch of them. They're beautiful. And here's the map of when they grow, what time zones, how to grow them. You can plant them with elephant ears, but they're really beautiful, and I really love the way they look. They're so exotic. Another thing that we've been doing around here is we found a chair like this. and my husband fixed it up because it was in pieces, and I don't know if you could see from one of my hauls, it was just springs and wood, and it was white and it was falling apart. Didn't even have the chair cushions on them, and let me show you how they look in a minute. So this is another one that he made, similar to that one, once he knew how it was composed or constructed. So the other one he fixed up and painted it blue, and then this one he just put tung oil on the wood, and that should preserve it. And it's got this waterproof cushion for the outdoor cushion. And so this is the second one, and the other one's sitting sideways, and I don't want to budge it because we didn't want it to get wet during the rains recently. So it's a glider, so we just sit on it and it rocks back and forth really softly, really nice. And we plan on making a little seating area, and the kids have been enjoying it with the little fire pits that they've been doing. And then another thing we grew were these little tiny things here. They're carrots, the black nebula or purple nebula, I forget what they're called, that we purchased from Baker Creek. And we didn't know this before. When you grow carrots, you initially have to cover it so they don't dry out, because if they dry out they will not grow. So we would just stick the seeds in the ground, and they would hardly ever make carrots for us. So we covered it for the first week and a half or so with a black plastic container, and after about a week we saw these little sprouts come up, and then we left it uncovered, but you have to water them frequently and don't let them dry out too much. And here's our loquat tree, and here are the new buds growing. They're a lot paler than the rest of it, so it's coming along really well. And I tried to stick some stems of canna lilies in the ground, and they looked like they were dying, and out came new buds and new buds and new buds. And a volunteer borage from a few years ago, I grew them in this corner, and that one is hollyhock, and more canna. And this is supposed to be ginger. I cut the branches and it's still greenish, so we'll see if from a cutting we are able to get ginger, which is an experiment. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm surprised it's still alive. And some papaya, and here's another ginger. So we'll see if it does make ginger underneath, because it's just from the branches. So that's all that's going on here. Here's a trough that has some water that we collected from the rains, and the pump that's pumping it into the cistern. And then we have a system now, that piping that leads to the other troughs, and eventually all of them are going to come to this main trough and then be siphoned or pumped into the cistern or pumped into the yard, so that as much of the water will come back to the garden rather than going out to the street and down the pipes or down the city drains. So we will have as much water as we can acquire. I'm so excited about that. I try not to waste anything.